The average person loses 20 to 30 hours a week without even realizing it, and then convinces themselves that they don't have time to build the life they actually want. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how and why you're wasting 4 to 5 hours every single day. And by the end, you'll know exactly what you need to fix to start channeling your time and energy into building the life you actually want, instead of losing it to things like scrolling, constant distractions. I've helped dozens of guys stuck in this exact loop to reclaim 20 or more hours of their week and start building a lifestyle where they work less, get more done, and have more time for the life they actually want. So before we get into why this is happening, we need to look at something that most people never even think about: how your time is actually structured. Because if you're categorizing it wrong, you're going to struggle to take control of it. And there are 5 categories that I like to use. First, wasted time. This is the obvious one: scrolling, Netflix, procrastination, wasting time on things out of your control. But the catch is, this is only part of the problem, as you're going to see later on in the video. Second is high value free time, using your free time properly to either recharge or actually make progress towards your goals. And you're probably wondering why relaxation is included here, and I'll come back to that later. Next, deep focus time, maximizing productive time at work. So no distractions or switching tasks, and high output. This is obviously key. And number 4, this one is the silent killer for most people, which is semi-productive time. What is this? It's where you're getting things done, but in reality you're distracted, switching tasks, not fully committed. This one is dangerous because you think you're being productive, but at the same time you're not actually moving forward in the way you want. And this last category is the one most people completely overlook, but once you see how to use it properly, it starts giving you time back in an easy way, which is low attention time. So things like commuting, cooking, cleaning, things that often seem like dead time, but you can also make them productive to a certain extent. So what is the big problem that most people have? It's that their graph looks like this. And here's the trap most people fall into. They waste a huge chunk of time on distractions, scrolling, Netflix, constant stimulation. And then when it's time to focus, they stay stuck in the semi-productive category, stuck in shallow work, switching tasks all the time, never really building momentum. And the day ends and it feels like they were busy, but they didn't actually make the progress they wanted to. And this is dangerous because you think this is just the way things are, but you can optimize this significantly. What should the goal actually be? It's to have your day looking more like this. So 80 to 90% of your time is concentrated into these 3 categories that actually move your life forward: deep focus, high value free time, and productive low attention time. And what happens when you do this? Instead of spending 8 hours in semi-productive work, you get 4 to 5 hours done of real deep focus, and then have more high value free time. On top of this, you convert your wasted time into high value free time, and even your low attention time, things like cooking, commuting, start working for you instead of against you. And suddenly you fixed a massive part of your time problem. It seems pretty simple, right? Now you might be thinking, yeah, but I've got a 9 to 5, like this isn't realistic for me, and I totally get that. But let me ask you something. Out of those 8 hours, how many are actually deep focused work, and how many are checking emails, switching tabs, talking, and reacting to things? The truth is that if you became more efficient during your working hours, you'd create time, even within your working day, to focus on other things. So now let's figure out why your days look like this and not like this. Why? And there are a few reasons, some of them more obvious and some of them that you probably have no idea about, which we'll get onto later. So let's start with a more obvious one, but it's something that people still don't do properly, which is having a clear vision. Why is this so important? If you don't have a clear vision, your time is going to get hijacked, and this is because your energy has to go somewhere. It's like a power source. If you don't consciously direct it, it gets pulled into distractions, news, other people's problems, and you end up stuck in wasted or semi-productive time. And this is where those 20 to 30 hours disappear every week. So what does a clear vision mean and what doesn't it mean? It definitely doesn't mean vague things like get in shape, make more money, date attractive women, but clear, measurable outcomes across the key areas of your life: finance, career, dating, lifestyle, skill sets, broken down into actual milestones that you can work towards, and that most importantly, they feel within reach. Just this in itself massively reduces procrastination, and you start directing your day instead of reacting to it. Every action either moves you forward towards these goals or it doesn't. And then you actually start to question your actions in real time. It and become aware of when you're wasting your time. So having something like this looks very simple, but makes a huge difference in terms of optimizing your time. So reason 2, this next one is where things really start to fall apart. Even if you have goals and some level of structure, there's this hidden pattern running in the background that most people never notice, but it's quietly destroying your ability to focus. And once you see it clearly, you're going to start noticing everywhere. What is this? It's the cheap dopamine trap, where you've trained your brain to seek sources of instant pleasure all the time. Scrolling, short form content, notifications, constant switching tabs. And this shows up in this loop that you can see here. So when something feels uncomfortable, sitting down to work, feeling bored, doing something difficult, rather than sit with it, you escape from it, you check your phone, switch tabs, look for something easier, and you get this hit of relief. You're probably wondering why this is a big problem. It's because you never enter deep focus, because you're constantly looking for this next hit, a slave to your impulses, and you stay stuck with your time looking like this, stuck in semi-productive and then don't have free time. This tiny habit can literally cost you hours a week and ultimately years of your life. So reason 3, this next one is the one that almost no one talks about on YouTube, but if you solve it, discipline and focus get 10 times easier. And it might sound a little bit strange at first, but it's learning to regulate your nervous system. What the hell does this mean, nervous system? It might sound very abstract, but it's actually really simple. This is just your baseline state throughout the day. Do you generally feel calm, relaxed, and in control, or slightly tense, restless, scattered? Most people live in that second state and they don't even realize it. And you're probably wondering how your nervous system connects back to everything we've just talked about. And here's why. When your baseline is tense, your system is constantly looking for relief, often in an unconscious and automatic way. And the fastest way to get this relief, the same thing we talked about before, cheap dopamine. So now even before you think about focusing, your system is already pushing you back towards distraction and you get back in this loop. And this means the problem isn't just your habits, it's the state underneath them. And this is the huge hidden reason why things feel consistent. Some days feel easy, others feel like a huge struggle. It's not random, it's to do with your state. When you learn to bring your system back to a calm, grounded state, this constant need for cheap dopamine drops because you don't even feel the tension in the first place. And because of this, it becomes way easier to focus, enter deep work, and get stuff done. And this brings us to our next reason, which is connected to this, which is you confuse rest with escape. So what is the cycle that most of you guys watching this video probably fall into? You wake up, go to work, get home, and then spend your evenings on your phone, scrolling or wasting time on distractions or entertainment. You think that you're actually getting rest, but you're actually stimulating yourself even more. And this is the key distinction. Real rest reduces stimulation and brings your system back to baseline, whereas what you're doing keeps your brain activated and in this semi-tense and slightly wired state. So you never actually recover properly. And this is why the next day you don't feel properly recharged. You feel flat, low energy, reliant on caffeine or willpower to get going. And then the cycle repeats. You push through the day, feel drained, escape into stimulation, and then wake up still tired. So what is real rest? So low stimulation activities. This is the key word, low stimulation. Getting away from screens. So things like going for a walk, sitting in the sun for a bit, saunas, yoga, breath work, even just sitting for 10 minutes without your phone. Might sound easy, but try, you'll probably struggle. And if you want a complete list of the best activities that actually recharge you, drop me a message through the link in the description and I'll personally send that over. And if you want to learn how to turn 3 to 4 hours of your day into proper recovery and time that actually moves you towards your goals, watch this video next.